By the time you watch this video, I will be completing my 1 week challenge as well. I thought of taking a 1 week challenge of reading every single day, but it couldn't happen for a reason. That's when I got this idea of why we can't take a first challenge related to studies, as what is blocking us, what is stopping us, what's holding us back. So here's my first week, 1 week challenge of tracking all my disinterest, what's actually holding me back from studying. So let's. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Rupa. Okay, here are all the reasons that I've tracked why I couldn't study for a week. And the first one is my subject. I have done my masters in chemistry, so I feel a little bit difficult or complicated about my subject. That is why I'm unable to open my books again. Practicing all molecular formulas, molecular structures, and remembering all the periodic table and all the elements, the mass, atomic numbers, and everything is like a little bit complicated and overwhelming for me. That's when I realized that okay, let me not take it as a complete subject, a whole subject. I had shifted my perspective from seeing it as like a whole subject, and rather I broken down into chapters first, and then broken down into subtopics, and then broken down into little very short topics.
For example, if I have to work on the transition elements, then first I have to be very thorough with the atomic mass and mass numbers or the weight of an element and its electronic configuration, etc. So, yep, I am also like working on that, like how I have to actually divide my chapters and how I have to make it into subtopics. Even that matters a lot. So I'm working on that because chemistry is actually interlinked everywhere. Like in every chapter, you need to be thorough with the previous chapter. If not, you don't understand what are you solving, where you're going. So yeah, you need to be very thorough with the basics. So I first figured out that and made it into subtopics and
A little bit simple and made my cup of tea. That is what I wanted to tell here. Whoever is feeling the subject is difficult and that's the reason why they're holding them back to practice it, I'll tell you one thing is it's your duty, it's in your hands actually. It's not duty also, it's in your hands to make it your cup of tea. Whether you break it or whether you make it simple or whether you follow some kind of study strategies, yeah, it's in your hands to make it your cup of tea. One thing I truly understood is I'm really very slow at implementing my ideas. This is what the second point I'm coming to, because we are all very quick at giving ideas or making a very effective timetable. We have done it so many times, multiple times sitting. I have done my multiple timetables in my life, but how far we follow it, that matters, right? So we all are very good at making systems and making routines or timetables, but where we fail is like when it comes to implementation. We all have problem with implementation. So I'm good at planning, I'm very good at knowing my effective timings and what I have to block, what I have to take, what kind of self doubts I have, what where I'm getting hold back, like what thoughts hold me back. So I'm very good at analyzing that, but the thing that I'm lacking is implementation. That is where I am slow. It's not even lacking, I am slow. So first thing is you have to shift yourself, like telling that you lack something to saying that you're a little bit slow. That makes you feel like you have stepped ahead. You're putting yourself at a higher pedestal from the lower pedestal, at least from the first step to the second step, feeling that you're not even lacking it, you're just slow at doing it. So that boosted a little bit of confidence within me. Just doing my planning, and that is like taking one step ahead. Lacking is implementation. Now what should I do to break that mental block, increasing my speed of implementation? But that's when I figured out that I'm too lazy. Why? Because I'm never that kind of a student who studies every single day. I'm always a night out candidate who open her books before her exams and then just study, give her best and get good grades. That's it. So now I understood that this is a new habit for me. So I've never been that, so that is being a big clash for me. This is like a new lifestyle for me, studying every single day. So yeah, understanding that this is a new channel for my life helped me to cope with my laziness a little bit better. I understand that everybody doesn't have passion on studies, but I want to remind one thing. Sometimes we like something, but we don't know why we like it. We just like it, that's it. In the same way, sometimes we don't understand the beauty of the process until you experience. I've taken my own life as my example and inspiration. You will find something like that in your life also. Just sit and think about it. My YouTube journey, I'm not a big YouTuber, but definitely I had a little bit of journey till now. Usually back 2 years back when I started this channel, I was doing my master's, so I couldn't continue it for a long time. And then I've started it, and I'm not doing it continuously because I have time now. And while my master's, I always used to, when I'm in second year, first year I didn't feel that passionate about YouTube. I don't even feel like doing my videos. But second year when I entered, I started doing a little bit continuously whenever I get time. That's when I got connected to YouTube. I mean, it became my passion to work on it, to give my best on it. So I've taken this as my example, my inspiration. Until I experienced the process of making videos, I didn't know the beauty of it. I do have interest on my studies. I love group discussions. I love subjective talks. I love to give seminars. I love to dive deep into the knowledge and gather some kind of knowledge every single day. And you know what not? The fault is actually I'm not consistent with my passion. When I get interest, I go study. When I don't get interest, I just skip it. My YouTube channel is my example for that. Actually, the May Marathon playlist, if you haven't check that playlist. I'll leave the link in the description box below, and you can also check in my channel. So that when I did that continuous shootings and uploaded my videos continuously, that when I realized that I traveled with my channel for almost 20 days. And if I get a 1 week gap now, I feel really sad. I miss the shooting experience. So that's when I felt first I need to travel with my books to develop that consistent passion. If you're someone who is multi passionate, I think you can experience this. Your energy get diverted all the time. Your energy get channelized into different things, and you also your interest change according to the period of life. It can be a journey of diversion if you don't balance your passion. Here comes the role of prioritizing. Listing out what all you feel like doing today, and what kind of passion you want to follow for this period of life, and what is actually very important. Heisenhower's table also really works so well. You can write all your tasks. I'll display it here. You can write all your tasks accordingly, and what is important but not urgent, try to do that first. Don't try to always put yourself in kind of a situation where if things are urgent only, then you start doing it. At the end of the game, you start your game. Yeah, prioritizing plays a very crucial role in our lives. Now, fifth one I faced is I kind of feel a little bit of detachment with my books, with my studies. So, schools and colleges have set this kind of a system where more marks, percentages, and ranks are valued a lot, first of all. So, I am a little bit more creative person, and I love to do my work in a very creative way, and note makings or adding some kind of facts or very important unique points into my notes. I love to do all those things. I thought that these kind of points cannot be added into your running notes or any kind of your own notes, homeworks. But later in degree, I started doing all these things because UG generally lecturers don't tend to resist doing all these things. So I started doing all these things, and that's when I felt like, okay, let me start again. Like, I feel that way of attachment. Everybody doesn't have interest in only this ranks, marks, and percentages. We have our own interest. So where your interest actually lies, you need to first focus on that. Find that interest, which area you feel interest into. And I am interested into such kind of things, reading beyond my textbook, and reading different articles, knowing where my subject actually stands in the practical world. What am I studying? How I can relate it to the practical world? How it is used in the practical world? So this makes me really interesting to study more and more. So that's where I started focusing on. And after realizing this where my interest lies, it actually made me a little bit easier to feel attached towards studies. So my impression on studies and the methodology that is taught to me should be changed. While watching any kind of interviews or speeches on stage, we tend to relate ourselves, imagine ourselves in such kind of situations, right? So I always imagine myself talking on stage. I have given so many seminars. Of course, more and more as we see improved technology is here, that is all about digital literacy. The American Association gave a brief definition on this digital literacy, is that digital literacy is the ability. One few of the seminars in my college days, so I always imagined myself like a speaker, and that's when I realized that, okay, let me take this imagination seriously about myself, and listed out all those things what I expect from myself, and how I want to actually see myself, exactly see myself. That what fields I have to work on, what all skills I have to work on and upskill myself. That is what I listed related to studies. Okay, and also dressing up like that. Have you imagine yourself? For example, if I imagine myself like a motivational speaker, then dressing up that way, or else I have this images of mine speaking, giving a seminar in a hall. So I started, using those images as my mobile wallpaper, and I love to see myself again like that. So yeah, that makes a, creates an interest within you and motivates you all the time, because you are accomplishing your achievements and using your past as your motivation and inspiration to be like that. Or else if it's not your past, you want to bring it to the present from your imagination. Even this works in that case as well. So last but not the least, so environment. Well, now you have to focus on one thing: what kind of a student you are. You love to read in library, or you love to read in gatherings, or else you love to read all alone in a room, or you love to read loud, silent, whatever it is. What kind of a student? First understand that. And also don't consider your percentage here. I want to mention that particularly because your percentage doesn't tell who you are. As I said, mentioned this in my previous video, don't try to state your caliber. Don't try to label it with, you're mediocre, you're less than that, you're below average or above average kind of a student or genius. Don't try to label or state your caliber. Putting yourself at lower pedestal. That is what I meant. Coming back, environment plays a very huge role. Try to understand what kind of a student you are, and work according to it. Again, I know that I'm using this term a lot, but okay, in few of the study tip channels that we watch, we tend to hear this kind of tips, right? Few say that you have to have a fixed study table. Few say that you need to change your study position for every week. Now what is correct? See, listen, don't get fixed to a single tip. Sometimes according to our moods, according to a period of life that we are going through, the situation makes us feel little bit overwhelmed. At that time, change is important. So that is what I really mean here is, if you are studying for a week in a single room, try to go out every weekend to a cave, or to a library, and then read there. So that change will not let you break your track, helps you to travel longer. And also, if you can't afford a good environment, why did I say that? I used to stay at a place previously where I couldn't afford to go for a cave, go for a library. I used to stay very far from all these things, and traveling takes a very long time for me to go and study, go out and study. At that time, I used to simply change my position from my room to terrace. I love to study on terrace even now. So you have whatever in your hands, whatever you can do to your studies, whatever you can do to change your environment or fix your environment, do that. Shift your perspective from what you have, rather than telling that you don't have this to do this. So that can help you out to be balanced and stay along with the path. So guys, these are my disinterest. This challenge helped me to cope with, and let me know, like didn't even realize, like, oh, this is the thought that's holding me back, this is the thing that is holding me back. Until unless I took this challenge, it made me know that what all I am lacking, what all I have to improvise, and what all are holding me back and I have to work on. So yeah, this challenge definitely worked for me so well. And I'm also working on my environment. One day I sit at this corner and study, one day I feel like sitting in the corridor, one day I feel like sitting in the hall. I'm not resisting myself, so I'm just going with whatever I feel like doing to study. So yeah, I think we need to have that. That is itself, we call it inner motivation is. So what all you want to do it for the motivation, and just have that motivation and go with the process. So that's all for today, guys. I hope you like this video and will try this challenge. So if you try this challenge, I'll leave the link in the description box below of my Instagram account. So just tag me and share your one-week challenge experiences, how you felt about and what all you realized in this one-week challenge. So it will be truly interesting. Just try it and see. So yeah, stay energetic and stay focused. Bye.